Hello and welcome to Civics After School. Our topic today is urbanization, the transformation of the United States from an economy that is predominantly agricultural into one that is centered largely in cities. A total shift in the way population is dispersed in the United States, a total shift in the way life is lived in the United States, lifestyle and quality of life, a major transformation of the population of the United States from largely the descendants of British colonists to something closer to the super diverse melting pot that the country is today. You might notice something about the previous lesson, which was, you have to forgive me for a second, I'm a moron. The previous lesson was on, yes, industrialization, and then this lesson on urbanization, and then the next two on Gilded Age politics, followed by the progressive era, largely are moving back and forth over the same time period. That's because this is designed thematically. So we're not making a lot of progress in time over the next few lessons, but we're looking at different aspects of the American experience during roughly the same period of time, let's say from give or take from 1865 to 1920 or so. Much like if you were talking about life in the United States in recent years, you wouldn't mention George Floyd and Avengers Infinity War at the same time. You would speak one day about social justice movements and another day about pop culture. So that's what we're doing. This lesson largely follows the outline of the OpenStax textbook, chapter 19 of the OpenStax textbook, also in consultation with the Florida Gateway to U.S. History textbook. You can see the link in the description of this video to send you to the totally 100% free and awesome OpenStax textbook online. And if you are a Four Corners student and I am still alive and you don't have a copy of, if I'm still alive, I'm still alive right now, but if I'm still alive when you watch this video and you don't have a copy of the Gateways textbook, just let me know. There's really not a shortcut around reading the text to really understand it. But what the videos to come will do is, if you just follow the videos in this playlist, the next video will be a Crash Course U.S. History video that gives an overview and a summary of the experience of urbanization, the growth of cities, the influx of immigrants. And then there will be a number of videos to follow that will zoom in on specific aspects of the life and times of this period. So after the crash course, you'll see a video called How the Other Half Lives, taking a look at what the quality of life was like for average everyday workers in these factories, in these booming cities, once they got home. Then the next video will introduce you to Jane Addams and the Hull House in Chicago, part of a movement to better the quality of lives of the working poor. After that, a video called History Brief, The Great Migration, which will look at the waves of African Americans who moved out of the South largely because of the intensity of the racial inequity they experienced in the post-Civil War years and the era of the Jim Crow South, and spread throughout the North and West of the United States. After that, you'll see a spotlight on Ellis Island, the central landing place for new immigrants to the United States. Then we'll take a look at nativism. It's an ugly reality that these waves of immigrants in the late 19th and early 20th century weren't necessarily always met with balloons and flowers and candy and a rolled out red carpet by the longer standing U.S. American population. We'll look at the experience of nativism and the and the discrimination that immigrants experienced then. And you might find some things in this video about immigrants 100 years ago that that very much rhyme and harmonize with the immigrant experience even to this day. Then we'll take a quick look at pop culture in this period. We'll look at vaudeville theater. Then we'll look at the Nickelodeon, not the cable network, which is not the cable network for kids, but the Nickelodeon machine, which was a forerunner to today's movies and movie theaters. We'll look at the increase in access to education through something called the Morrill-Landgraf Act in a Congressional Moments video. Then we'll see a video called What is Social Darwinism? From Natural Selection to Unnatural Selection, and see one of the prominent philosophical and pseudo-scientific theories of the era. And we'll check out what's going on in literature of the time with a video called Get Real, an Introduction to Realism in American Literature. And we'll wind up with a video called Thorstein Veblen and the Leisure Class. All told, this whole playlist of videos for this lesson should take, I could just count it up and tell you, but all these videos together, even though there's a number of them, shouldn't take any more than an hour and should give you a nice overview, a nice introduction to urbanization, but not so nice an introduction that you can get away with not reading the text. Next time you see this hideous monstrosity of a face, we'll be talking about politics in this period. What do I press? What do I press to make it stop? Huh?